Okay, I think it's working. Live with Julia Hanna, where Aya Katz and I interviewed Japheth Campbell. On Friday night, Aya Katz and I interviewed Japheth Campbell, who is a libertarian running in the U.S. Senate race in Missouri. If you live in this state and are still deciding on who to vote for in November, listen to the interview and see where Campbell stands on various issues. And you can visit his site. I'm not really endorsing this person. This is just somebody that we interviewed on a live stream because I am interested in third-party candidates. I do not live in Missouri, so I cannot vote for Frank Campbell, but he does seem like a promising candidate. That was just my take on it. Our live stream with Aya Katz. On Friday night, August 10th, 2018, Aya Katz and I discussed art during our weekly live stream. Some of the pieces shared included paintings Aya Katz had created herself and drawings kept in a notebook by her uncle, Yakov Menkowitz. In this live stream, I discussed why I'm having a bit of a creative block when it comes to creating art and how I hope to overcome this soon. Watch the edited live stream in its entirety here, and you can if you wanted. This was just where I was playing around with like different themes on my blog. The typical school bus is about 40 feet in length. This query seems to be a popular search on Google this week, with many students heading back to school. Page 2 of my blog. Maybe I can bring up on the phone. I doubt anybody's really asking questions in my blog, but if they are, I'm just gonna kind of have this up just to see. On the phone, I doubt anybody. Mute the sound so you can't hear me talking in two places. The Phoenicians and Us, live stream with Aya Katz. During last Friday night's live stream with Aya Katz, we discussed the history of the Phoenicians and how their descendants are still among us today. Many people have Semitic ancestry that can be traced back to the Phoenicians, also known as the Canaanites. Also, recent DNA studies have linked current residents of Lebanon to the ancient Phoenician genome. During the live stream, Aya Katz also shared the history of how the Carthaginian general Hannibal was of Phoenician descent. At one time in history, people obtained a classical education, but sadly today, the Phoenicians are rarely discussed because we do not study the ancient world as we once did. I'm beginning to wonder how an adult could go about obtaining a classical education, which is probably something you could do on your own. Wearing my hair down with a safety pin bracelet. Years ago, I created a couple of safety pins. I see some latency in scrolling. Years ago, I created a couple of safety pin bracelets. The one I'm wearing in this photo is a cuff-like bracelet and not very practical for active people. The large pins actually burst open a few times when I was moving my arms around quite a bit. So I feel like this bracelet is more for a sedentary activity day. Here's a picture of the bracelet. In the video below, someone made a good observation how it's hard to see my safety pin bracelet in the video. So I decided to make another video where you can better see how the safety pin bracelet looks right here. That's a close-up of it. Here's a close-up of the cuff safety pin bracelet. here is an article showing how I made the safety pin bracelet. So if you click on that, I definitely see the latency. Because when I'm looking at my phone, it's several minutes slower. Not minutes or seconds, it's delayed latency once again. But okay, so it looks like what's happening here is it's really cutting off. Just can't see the view very well of the screen, in my opinion. I don't think I want the light to show that much, but I kind of would like how to make a safety pin bracelet. Going back. Manzanita trees! Yay for the manzanitas of your life, or my life. I love the manzanita bush. This bush is like a big part of my life. I just love, love, love manzanita trees. They have a big importance in my life. I've grew up around these bushes, so manzanita berries are edible, but are supposedly slightly bitter when consumed raw. These tasted great to me one time when I tried these as a youngster, but my mom freaked out and told me not to eat them. Later, we discovered these berries are not poisonous, but I have yet to try the berries since that day. I know they're edible, I just have never ate them since that one day because it totally freaked me out when my mom panicked when me and my sister ate manzanita berries, and she's like, Julia, how could you do that? And she called poison control, found out it was okay, but ever since then, just want to be. The funny thing though is I've ate choke cherries up in the San Bernardino Mountains. They're delicious. They're like sweet and sour. Oh my gosh, love choke cherries. So good. Manzanita trees are my favorite type of chaparral bush. The berries. I wish I could. There's a way I can pop you up better so you can see the screen a little bit better. The manzanita bush is only a few years old and has many years of growing ahead of it. This little baby manzanita bush, how cute is that? Manzanita trees can grow on hillsides at a 45-degree angle as illustrated in this photo. I love a manzanita bush, I really do. My stories and musings, the adventures of a Southern California blogger. Many fridges for college dorm rooms and small spaces. That's a little too big. College is starting in about a month for many students, which often means moving into a small space with little room for storing food. So, have you considered what type of fridge you are going to use in your dorm room or studio apartment this year? Many fridges are ideal appliances for college students or for anyone who wants a small fridge that does not take up much square footage. Micro fridges are also a hot item for dens or rooms where people entertain and do not want to go back and forth between the kitchen. Here are some suggested micro fridges that might work for your small dorm room, studio apartment, or office space. Here's a picture of me in college with a micro fridge. And this doesn't have any Instagram filters. This just is an old picture that had some dust on it. That new dusty filter that people add to pictures. Well, back in the day, you could just get that look by taking a photograph. Picture, edit that. This fridge is shaped like a Coca-Cola can. It's funny. This is just a small fridge. Okay, so scrolling. It's Pilot Rock. I love you, Pilot Rock. This is a view from where I grew up in the mountains. You could zoom in on it. It's a large boulder on top of a hill, but I love it so dearly. Zooming in, zooming out. Here is the live stream with Dr. Sue Savage-Rumbaugh. Tonight, Aya Katz and I are continuing the live stream interview with Dr. Sue Savage-Rumbaugh about whether animals understand human language. 347 views of my blog since I reset the stat counter. Okay, recent post. Used to have, okay, here's like my Instagram feed, but it hasn't updated itself. It updates like every 16 hours, I think. Just add comment policy, recent comments, categories, pages, top posts and pages. How long is a school bus? These are like the most popular like topics on my blog right now. Like these are the ones getting the most search. How long is a school bus? What happens if you microwave a beast burger? Honestly, your life should not revolve around a man. I'm getting a lot of search engine traffic for that one. That's an old blog post, but all of a sudden it's getting interest again. Vegan pasta dinner with Beyond Meat beefless crumbles, and live stream with Javeth Campbell. This is a really old blog post. 2012. Anybody comment on this one? Let's see, I think Aya did. So Aya said in 2015, I think it's not possible for two people to be exactly demonstrably equal in anything. No two people are each other's emotional and intellectual equal because of the way things work in reality. If one person's a little more or a little less, even two people who are very much in love are usually not equally in love. One is more, one is less. It's true that one person who is a little bit more in love will be in a worse bargaining position than the person who's a little bit less. Having seen marriages where the person who is she's seen both. Those who insist they will never be one is more in love with someone else is a little less capable than they are. Those who insist they have always be more in love will end up with someone who's a little bit more able than they are. This is according to Aya's view. I've seen women who treat their husbands with contempt, like another child to take care of, whose messes they must clean up. Well, I agree with that. I have seen women who idolize their husbands and lose themselves in marriage. I think, just my opinion, it can be more equal than that. But yes, there's definitely situations where it can go either way. It's not easy to find someone who is anywhere near your equal, so more, some less. I honestly do believe in equality. I do think we're all equals. Yes, we all have different needs, capabilities, but I do believe to this day we should all be treated equally before the law. That's just my opinion. I will never deviate from that. But I respect people who think differently, of course. But this is a really, really old blog post, and it's getting more traffic again, which is good. I don't really even care about that topic as much anymore. This one I I like better because it's just like a meatless pasta dish I made. It's one of my favorite pasta dishes, actually. Okay. So, does anybody have any questions about my blog? I'm looking at the comments and I guess not. I don't know. Let's see. Does anybody have any questions about my blog? I guess not. Go to live. So we have control room, comments. Okay. List available comments to enter. Hi. Please feel free to leave a comment. See, I can't really be there and look at the screen. So, yeah, I have to go back here. This is my blog. Making a vegan taco salad with Beyond Meat feisty meat beef crumbles. Making a vegan taco salad with Beyond Meat beef crumble. I think feisty beef crumble is what I meant. I just realized that's a typo and kind of embarrassing. Nope. That's actually the title, Beyond Beef Crumble Feisty. So yeah, if you ever wanted to save a picture from my blog to Instagram, I mean Pinterest, hello, Pinterest, not Instagram. Click on there, continue with Google. Eating time, yay, it's time to eat. Shit, no. So we're kind of leaving my blog now, and we're gonna just look at Instagram a little bit. I guess. Okay, so that was interesting. Let's go back to the Google Hangout, and I guess I'm gonna end the broadcast